adventure, sports, outdoors. With host Harry Canterbury.
There I was, back in the wild again, and I felt right at home where I belong. I had that feeling coming over me again, just like it happened so many times before. Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of Adventure Sports Outdoors. We got a great show for you today. We are going to go out and talk to our very own Mr. Fish, Pat Sullivan. Not only is he a master fisherman and a master fish cook, but he also puts on some great events for charity. We'll find out more with Pat Sullivan coming up next. Stay tuned today for a great show. Adventure Sports Outdoors is brought to you in part by Corsall Lumber, manufacturers of quality hardwood products, buyers of standing timber in Smithfield. Central Pool Supply, everything from pools to pool tables and much more in Peoria on West Pioneer Parkway. Kelleher's Irish Pub and Eatery, located on Peoria's riverfront, open 11 a.m. daily. Eastport Marina, one of the only marinas in its class between Chicago and St. Louis, on Mariners Way in East Peoria. Goodwill, supporting our veterans with job placement assistance, health, housing, and resource referrals. And the General Wayne A. Downing Home for Veterans, all because you shop and donate. And by Lori Feld of Allstate Insurance, at their new East Peoria location, 411 East Washington Street, next to the U.S. Post Office, on the corner at the bottom of Springfield Road Hill. Our thanks to all of these sponsors.
All right, I'm Pat Sullivan with Kelleher's, and we have two big events going on today to raise money for kids. One is Special Olympics, which we're doing the polar plunge. It's sort of like a Minnesota-Wisconsin deal. They do it all the time up there, and we're trying to get people outdoors, and with COVID all over, we think this is a great way to start it off. The other one is we've got the hole-in-one for District 150. We're sitting at hole number 9, but some of the holes are outside at other bars. It's a bar crawl, and there'll be 9 holes. The first hole, the 9th hole, is at Kelleher's. The rest of them are at 8-Bit and Bearded Owl, Time, Sugar, and on down the line here in the Warehouse District. We're having a good time on a good cold winter day. It's only 18 degrees out, so you could go swimming and then play a round of golf in a nice cold Saturday morning. The golf is being done for kids in middle school for sports, and coaches and teachers. They don't have the means to have a team and get uniforms and stuff, so they're raising money for kids in middle schools and District 150 to help the kids. This is Pat Sullivan, and we're down here at St. Patrick's Day on the water, right in front of Kelleher's, and we have over about 10,000 people to go through here. And the nice thing about it is some of the proceeds go to Boys and Girls Club. And they help us out here and so forth to get us up and running, and it's a beautiful day, and it just turned out to be like old times, and everybody was ready to do it. So we're winding into the dinner hour right now, and we've gone through about 800 pounds of corned beef, and so we're going to round it out, hopefully up into about 1,200 pounds. That's a lot of corned beef, and it was good. But this charity here, we get involved in a lot of charities, and this one here is for the Boys and Girls Club, and part of the proceeds go to that. So far today, we've been going with tourists. They play every hour. They're just a fabulous 6-piece Irish band. They come in about once or twice a month and just practice, and they're very good. We love them. They're our house band, basically. And then the other is we've had the Unique Twist balloon guy was here this morning, and throughout the day we've had the bagpipes, and they did a fabulous job. They gone through here 3 times, and it gets the whole crowd just pumped up.
Hey, Dave.
Afternoon, Olaf. How are you?
Good, good, good. I was thinking about getting a handgun for my wife. She wants to have something at home for self-defense. Do you have something you could recommend?
I do. If
Okay.
you're not going to practice a lot and just buying a gun for around the house, you need to
Right.
buy something that's simple and safe and easy to use.
Okay.
A revolver is a good choice. And here's a
Okay.
couple of revolvers right here. Revolvers are inherently safe. They have a transfer bar safety. A lot of them have an internal lock, or an external lock that you can lock the action up. This particular one is a Smith & Wesson 38 Special. It's equipped with a laser grip. So if you're not a very good shot, you just put the laser on the target and that's
Okay.
where it'll hit.
And it's not too heavy for a female?
And that's another thing. You want something small, lightweight, that they can
Right.
get a concealed carry in their purse, carry in the car. It needs to be small or you're not going to carry it. If recoil is a factor, you can buy handguns of smaller calibers that are still pretty powerful.
Okay.
Here's a Smith & Wesson 22 Magnum, and then here's a Smith & Wesson 22 revolver. There's other makers besides the Smith & Wessons I have here. There's Ruger, Taurus, many different companies that make a fine quality handgun that would be a good choice. Now, if your wife takes up shooting and target shooting and practicing, then you
Yes.
can consider a semi-automatic.
Okay.
Here's some examples of these. We have a Kimber. It's a baby 1911 9mm. We have a Smith & Wesson 9mm, a Glock 43. This particular one is a flag edition. Most of them are black or a two-tone, and that's one of the smaller ones, and then they go up from there as far as size in a 9mm.
I sometimes go out west for hunting and I worry about grizzly bears. What would be a good gun to deal with that issue?
41 Magnum on up. 41
Okay.
Magnum, 44 Magnum,
Okay.
500 Smith & Wesson even, but those get to be on the big side and they're hard to carry, especially if you're backpacking or something like that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
But ammunition is real short supply. We're getting hollow points in, full metal jackets, ammunition trickle in, which they're a lot less expensive. And but ammunition is starting to get just a little bit better. So hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have a full selection again. I'm Dave Barth with your Sportsman's Tip of the Week.
Folks, listen, during the taping of this show, we've gotten word from Florida that our good friend, Harry Canterbury, passed away. It's hard to take, and he has a nice, strong family. Our heart and just our hearts goes out to their family and our condolences. In the meantime, we're going to watch some more film of some of the fun things that Harry did on film, and I'm so privileged to be with him on a lot of them. And we took a lot of trips together and had a great time, and he did a lot on his own too, and we'll be showing some of that. And in the next month, we'll do a tribute to Harry Canterbury, a great man that just spoke what he wanted to speak and did a beautiful job at it. And our heart goes out to Kathy and her family. I know Harry had three boys, and we'll be doing a tribute to their family and Harry.
Hey, Harry Canterbury, and we're out here near Victoria, Illinois on a beautiful, beautiful summer day. It's cool, it's been hot, but it's really nice. I'm here with Kurt Noy and Damon Keller. These guys bought the WTVP Mr. Fish fishing trip, and really a great thing and really a great place to support. We've been on there for 26 years, but you must be a fisherman in order to get into this, huh?
Yes, yeah, we all love to fish, and when we saw that package offered in the program, we decided that it was something we wanted to be a part of. So
That's right. Well, you couldn't ask for a better guy to go fish with. Mr. Fish, I named him that about 4 or 5 years ago. He's named Mr. Fish for a special reason because he's half fish. I don't know if you knew that, but he's got gills back behind his head. But Pat loves to fish probably more than anybody I know. In every waking minute that he has, when he's not working, he's out fishing. And you like to fish too. You live up by Spring Bay, and so you're up on the river. You like that kind of atmosphere and love to fish, right?
Oh, I love it. any weekend I can get out and do it, I'm out there.
Yeah. Isn't this a beautiful place out here?
It is. This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you couldn't ask for a better day.
That's right. And we're fishing with Mr. Fish. I mean, what more can you ask for? A beautiful summer day out here near Victoria on this gorgeous, gorgeous lake. And Pat's fished out here many times. And we're going to see what we can catch today. So stay tuned for a great, fun show.
All right, she's got one. Take your time with it. Oh, she's got a nice one.
Got a nice fish.
You got a nice
deal.
fish.
Wow.
Get the net. Get the net behind
Is
you
it a
there.
net deal?
You got
Okay,
one behind
hand me
you,
the.
I think.
Yeah, I got her.
Oh, good one. Swing it this way. Swing it this
Oh,
way.
man.
Oh, no!
You know what that was?
that was the largest fish.
That's the biggest fish I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. that little lure. That's why I wanted the net. I wanted to hurt
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
didn't
big.
have it ready.
Yeah.
We could have done that differently, or I wouldn't have lost it.
The only thing you could have done instead of kept pulling on it, let it swim, but don't give it slack. You got to and let it do like a figure eight or back and forth. Walk the dog, we call it.
Okay.
This might not be a crappie. It's a bass.
Bass?
Yeah, get the
need the
net.
net?
Get the net. Oh yeah, listen to the drag. I love it when it take a drag. Uh-oh. Keep the slack up. See how I'm trying to keep it up?
Yeah.
He's trying to go to the weed. He's gonna come on your right side, Harry.
Okay.
Listen to that.
Whoa.
There's a bass, man. He's gonna come up now. I'm gonna not let him jump because that's when they
Well, he snaps the line.
That's when they
I'm gonna hide
spit it
behind
out,
He sees
yeah.
this. He's going to run. As soon as I see him, I want to get him.
I'm trying to get him up. Here he comes. Here he comes. Whoa, there he
Oh,
goes
my
again.
goodness.
It's on 4-pound test. I was fishing for crappie and I felt something coming at. No, don't touch it. Coming towards you. He's taking out a lot of drag. There he is. There he is. Nice bass.
Nice.
Oh!
Oh, got him.
Hey!
There we go.
That's a heavy bass.
I'll get him out of there for you.
Let's weigh him.
Okay, I'm going to take a guess. Steph, take a guess.
I'm gonna say 5 pounds.
No, he's not that big. I'm going to
No?
say he's 2.3.
2.3.
2.3.
I'm going for close to
3?
2.75. What did I say?
2.9. 3. No,
2.7.
2.7.
Ah.
2.7.
Wow.
The
That
fish
looks
was
a lot
bigger than I
bigger
thought.
than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. He's solid fish.
Yeah, that's a
So
good.
can
I
you
got-
keep that?
No, we
No,
throw
no,
him
it goes back.
They're the breeders.
But that you caught one.
Oh.
You hooked into
you
some
had a
that
couple
were
on
bigger
there
than that.
big, if not
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah, bigger than that.
And
That's
look
a
at
nice,
this little lure I caught
nice
it on,
fish.
Kenny. I'm gonna
Little
bring it
bitty
to you.
lure, little road runner.
Little road runner.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good one. We'll put him back in the water.
Yeah, little one.
Yeah.
I'm good on the.
Take long.
I knew there was one in there.
I call the taxidermist on that one.
Not that good. I've got half a dozen of these. I'm gonna start taking them pretty quick. And we get them and they're like smelled almost. We call chips.
You know what? He's not kidding.
I'm not kidding you.
I've been with that guy fishing, and
I
we'll
can
take
clean
bass out just a little, about that much larger than that one, and he eats them, and they're not bad.
You get a whole bag of them.
The whole bag of them. But there's a reason for that, because they want to get them out of the lake.
Yeah.
There's just too many of them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the little bass are actually faster than the big ones,
Oh,
like
yeah,
you're saying, and they
yeah.
eat all the food up. I just bought this boat. This is a 44-foot Gibson houseboat, beautiful boat. I'm in love with it. And I just haven't had it out yet. We just got the engines fixed, and as you can hear them, they really run great. We love this boat. I just sold my other boat, the biggest deal, and when I sold it, almost cried So we were looking around a couple weeks ago, and a guy had this boat. He hasn't taken it out for 5 or 6 years, maybe 7 years. And we bought it right, and we've spent about 4 nights down here, just thoroughly enjoy it being on the river. But the Illinois River is a great recreational place, and if you've never been on a boat or never been around the water, you're missing a lot of fun, because it is great. But it has 2 496 engines, almost 1,000 horsepower. This boat will go about 26 to 28 miles an hour, depending on how many people you got on board. And I'll jack this one up a little bit. Take it up to 2,000 RPMs. Get her real close. And get this one up. Need to run these engines. I got to get out on the river and run them hard, because they're multi-port fuel injected, and they haven't been out for a long time. As you notice, we had to pump the gas out. We've done a lot of work on this. I've had a mechanic look at it, and it's running really well. So we're really looking forward to taking this out, hopefully within the next couple of days. But it is a beautiful boat, a lot of fun, and I'm in heaven. I'm a real happy guy. Hi everybody, I'm on a neat thing. This is a Higgins boat, and I'm here with Dave Litweiler from Hopedale, Illinois. It is his boat. He has quite a collection of a lot of things over in Hopedale, but this of course is a heartthrob for me. I'm a boater, and I just love this thing. I saw him going down the river back on July the 4th, but we're here today at Eastport Marina talking to Dave about this wonderful boat. Can you tell us a little bit about it, Dave?
The boat is actually fiberglass. This one was made in '67 during the Vietnam era. It belonged to a friend of mine who's a Marine Corps veteran, R.W. Allen. We named the boat after him. We picked it up in Port Mansfield, Texas, brought it back, and spent 2 years restoring it.
Well, I'll tell you, it's something else, man. This is so cool. Now, what are you powered by? That's a Detroit diesel, evidently,
Yep.
for it's on top of the engine there.
6-cylinder Detroit diesel, 180 horsepower. Same engine they used in World War II.
Now, you use this boat for total recreation, of course, and
Yes.
and you just have a lot of fun. And your wife, Linda, who is over here. Let's see if we can see Linda without falling off the boat. But Linda's over here, and she's first mate.
Yep.
And she mans the 50 caliber machine guns here in case she gets attacked by pirates here on the Illinois River. It can happen, believe me. Hey, Dave, can we take a ride today?
Sure, yeah, let's go.
Hey, something like this, a piece of history on the Illinois River at Eastport Marina in Peoria, Illinois. This is so cool. Can't wait. It was quite a transportation machine. I mean, they could put how many guys inside there?
36 Marines with a full pack and 3 crew.
And 3 crew.
Yeah.
So you had the helmsman, he would be the driver.
Yes.
You probably had an engineer, right?
Right.
And then what'd the other guy do? He was just amazing.
The other guy was up here to unlatch the gate when they got ready to put the gate down.
They put the gate down.
He unlatched the gate, they dropped the gate, then he ran back here, jumped over and helped the engineer crank the door back up when they got ready
So
to
it
go.
took a 2-man deal to get that baby back
It
up.
was faster with 2.
Yeah, and you wanted to get out of there too.
If somebody was shooting at you, yeah.
You wanted to get the hell out of Dodge real quick.
Yeah, yep.
What got you, I mean, you're probably like me, you love the United States. History to you is very dear to your heart, I can tell that.
Yeah.
But there's a special meaning to this boat, and tell us what it is.
Just all the brave men that went ashore on these things. They were young men, 18, 21 years old. A lot of them didn't make it. And it's just a piece of history that people should remember, I think. As far as I know, there's only about 6 of these left running in the country that I know of.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we have one right here in Eastport Marina, in East Peoria, Illinois. Hey, what a beautiful day. It's fall here in Illinois, and we're out doing something fun. I'm here with Dave Barth and Ron Drinkwater here in Pekin, Illinois, and we've got a unique cannon. It's a 3/4 scale cannon from the Civil War. And I'm going to have Dave Barth explain to you what it's all about and what we're going to do today. Dave?
Yeah, Harry's right. This is a 3/4 scale Parrott cannon. It shoots an 1.5-inch round ball. The original cannon was a 3-inch bore and rifled. This is a smooth bore muzzle loader. The original Parrott was a breech loader. It shoots a powder charge of 675 grains of powder. We wrap it in a aluminum bag, and that'll prevent an accidental misfire after we shoot it the first time in case there's a hot burning ember down the barrel.
And the ball we're going to shoot, now you would, boy, I wouldn't want to get hit by one of those babies.
It would ruin your day.
Yeah, it would. It'd make you sad. That's an 1.5 inches. It weighs about a half a pound, would you say? Or?
I would say 3/4 of a pound.
3/4 of a pound. Yeah, that's a heavy ball. And if this was to scale, how big would the ball be?
3-inch ball. I would shoot a 3-inch ball.
3-inch ball. So it would be that big around.
It would be
okay.
huge.
And this is not rifled. This is what they call a smooth bore.
Smooth bore muzzle loading.
Okay.
Cannon.
And they did make these in rifled also, though, right?
Oh yes, the Parrott cannons were all rifled.
They were all rifled.
Yes.
And this was made by some reenactors many years ago, wasn't it?
A group of reenactors in Pennsylvania made this gun, and they actually shot it in Gettysburg.
And they won.
They won the match.
They won the
Yes.
match. Is that right? Yeah. And is this our powder monkey right here?
This is our powder monkey, Ron.
This is Ron. And we're going to do this. I've always wanted to shoot a cannon, and I get the opportunity to do so today. And Dave has a lot of, you've got all kinds of Civil War stuff. You've got muskets and
Oh yeah,
pistols.
rifles and pistols. I'm a history buff, and
Yeah.
so I collect all that kind of stuff.
You tell me you just got back from Shiloh.
Just got back from Shiloh a few months ago.
Yeah.
Shiloh and Fort Donaldson. It's
Yeah.
not too far away.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good place to go.
Oh yeah, Fort Henry's just around the corner. And
Yes.
you spent all my time as a kid down at Shiloh. My dad was a relic hunter, and I'll show you after the show some of the things that we got when my dad would go down there back in the early 60s and relic hunt. But today, if you get caught, they'll put you in the federal penitentiary.
Absolutely, you're not supposed to do that.
No digging now.
No digging,
You
no
can't-
metal detectors.
Yeah, no metal detectors, that's for sure. Well, anyway, to start out this project, what do we do next, Dave?
Let's load up and shoot.
Load up and shoot, okay. I always have to be either the German officer or the Confederate. I'm always on the other side, of course. He's dressed in a sergeant, nice, beautiful sergeant stripes right here. And now, if you were an artilleryman, this would be red, wouldn't it?
That's correct. This
Yeah.
is not the right uniform.
But it's close enough.
Right. Am I the good guy or the bad guy?
You guys won, so I guess
We're the good guys.
I guess you are the good guys, that's for sure.
Okay, I've cleared the bore. We're ready to do the powder charge. And like I say, I've got it wrapped in aluminum foil. We're going to set it in the muzzle, and then we're going to seat the powder charge. I have the ramrod marked to when I have the powder fully seated. Right there is good. And I also have the ball marking where I seat it to the ball. You do not want an air gap between the powder and the projectile. And we're right at my mark, and we've got the ball fully seated. And I hold the ramrod like this, just in case after the first time. You should load it always the same way every time. If this would somehow fire, it would shoot through my hands and not into my hands. And now we're going to puncture the powder charge, and we're going to fuse the cannon.
Of course, the length of that fuse right there, it's about it's probably about 6 inches long total.
Right.
The fuse length, would it matter, or that's about the...
Well, that's typically the size I use, depending on how close the enemy was and what they were doing. You know, the fuse could be shorter. But towards the middle and end of the Civil War, they did not use many fuses. They had primers.
They had primers.
And they had a lanyard, and they
pull the lanyard and away to go.
That's correct.
But at the beginning of the war, they had
some fused cannons.
Fused
yes.
cannons. Okay. Now you have sighted this in, and the target we're going to shoot is down here. That looks about what, 40 yards?
That's right at 50 yards.
50 yards. And you say that the accuracy of this gun is quite amazing.
You know, if I'm on my game, I can put 3 balls in a circle about 12 inches at 100 yards.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, well, what's next?
Okay, let's see if our sights are still on. Ron, do you have that sight? The sight is just pressure fit to the mount. Okay, we're good to go.
We're ready to go. You got her? Mm-hmm. Now, it beats lighting the cannon with a Bic lighter. Now, we don't have what they have, like a stick or something, and they put it on there with a fire on it?
Oh yeah, they had a lit fuse, yes.
So they had like a torch in, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of like rags tied around it. It was hot.
Yes, yes. I do not have one of those. And Clint Eastwood would not like that cannon with a Zippo.
Well, no, we can't do that.
So,
we've got to be, as close as we can get.
That's right. And then we need to step back about where Ken is to give it a little clearance. And why don't you do the honors of lighting it, Harry?
Well, I'd sure love to do that. I've never done that before.
You might want to hold your ears. It's a little bit loud.
Okay.
Let's remove the sight, and we're ready to go.
Okay.
Push it right in, and you'll know when it's lit. There you go.
That is one impressive piece of machinery.
That was a blast.
Yeah, that was a real blast.
Can you imagine if that was a 3-inch bore? And if, say there's 100 guns going off, look at the smoke.
Yeah.
You know, is that a hole in the target?
I believe so. I'm going to run down and take a look at the target. Let's do that. There's where she went, and Dave zeroed it in. Now he knows he's got to move it. The height-wise, he was perfect. He would have been in the red right there. At 50 yards, I mean, that is, I'll tell you what, that was a charging infantry, that would be deadly. It would have. And if this was his main body, it would have blew his arm off. Man, I wouldn't want to be hit by one of those iron balls. Or those lead balls.
You would not know it, would you?
No, it'd be the end of the party. Well, let's adjust it and let's see if we can't get back over. We've got to come over about 8 or 9 inches, 10 inches, I would say.
Adventure Sports Outdoors is brought to you in part by Corsall Lumber, manufacturers of quality hardwood products, buyers of standing timber in Smithfield. Central Pool Supply, everything from pools to pool tables and much more in Peoria on West Pioneer Parkway. Kelleher's Irish Pub and Eatery, located on Peoria's riverfront, open 11 a.m. daily. Eastport Marina, one of the only marinas in its class between Chicago and St. Louis, on Mariners Way in East Peoria. Goodwill, supporting our veterans with job placement assistance, health, housing, and resource referrals. And the General Wayne A. Downing Home for Veterans, all because you shop and donate. And by Lori Feld of Allstate Insurance at their new East Peoria location, 411 East Washington Street, next to the U.S. Post Office on the corner at the bottom of Springfield Road Hill. Our thanks to all of these sponsors.